Hi guys, I am Betty from BakerBettie.com and welcome back to another video. Now today I have another recipe tutorial for you as part of our quick bread series, and today we are learning a new mixing method, which is the biscuit mixing method. Now this mixing method is used to make classic biscuits as well as drop biscuits and scones. Now the purpose of this method is to create a really flaky texture in our baked good. For our ingredient lineup, you are going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Next, you are going to need 6 tablespoons of very cold butter cut into small pieces, and 1 cup of cold buttermilk. Now, if you don't have buttermilk on hand, you can make a substitute, which I describe in the written recipe that is linked in the description box. Start by combining all of the dry ingredients into a large mixing bowl. So I'm adding my flour, salt, baking soda, and baking powder, and I'm whisking all of that together until well combined. Next, we are going to cut the fat into our dry ingredients. Use your pastry cutter or your fork to work the fat into the flour mixture until it is the texture of a coarse meal. Now this process serves 2 purposes. The first is to coat the flour in fat, which is going to inhibit gluten formation, keeping our biscuits really tender. The second is to distribute little pieces of fat throughout your dough. These pieces of fat are going to melt in the oven, creating little pockets of flakiness throughout your biscuit. So the reason you want your butter to be really cold before you do this is so that it stays in solid pieces instead of creating a cohesive dough. Next, we are going to mix in the cold buttermilk. Use a rubber spatula or a wooden spoon to gently stir the liquid into the mixture. At first, it's going to seem like there isn't quite enough liquid, but as you stir it in, it will start to form a shaggy and sticky dough. Be really gentle here as you don't want to overmix, and as your mixture starts forming into a dough, you can turn it out onto a lightly floured work surface. Flour your hands and gently press the mixture together into one piece of dough. Now we are going to add a few folds into our dough, which is going to help create flakiness. Press the dough out to about 1 inch thick and then fold it in half. Now press the dough out again and then create another fold, this time going in the opposite direction. Continue doing this about 6 times. This folding process is creating layers in our dough, which will translate into a really flaky biscuit once baked. The gentler you are with your dough here, the more tender your biscuit is going to be. Now use your biscuit cutter to stamp out your biscuits. I like to make mine about 1 inch thick to get really tall biscuits. Gently press the scraps together and stamp out the rest of your biscuits. Bake at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for about 13 to 15 minutes or until golden brown. Brush the tops of your warm biscuits with melted butter. These biscuits are incredibly light and tender, and just look at all of those layers. I know you are going to love them. And remember that the key to making the very best biscuits is to make sure that your fat and buttermilk are really cold and to be very gentle with your dough. Now, I really hope you enjoyed this mixing method and recipe tutorial, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Now, our next video is going to be our last video in this quick bread series, and we're going to be using the biscuit mixing method one more time to learn how to make scones. Now, I'm always happy to answer any questions you have, so make sure you leave those in the comment section. And if you aren't already subscribed, hit that subscription button and ring the notification bell to make sure you never miss a video. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.